What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Beyond Meat. I want to go over some of the data points, what shorts did today, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Beyond Meat went up a very impressive 146%, even extending that after hours about 27%. So it is having a high so far of about 479, and that is after hours. During the trading day, 193 the low, 386 the high, and a lot of volume. So 2.02 billion shares being traded, 146 million is the average. So for those of you that tuned into my video yesterday, I explained why we only had 1 billion in volume, whereas we could have most likely had 2 billion or potentially more even yesterday. And that was because of the whole AWS outage. A lot of retail investors have Robinhood as a brokerage. So because of the whole outage, a lot of those people could not buy or do anything. So now with all those issues being fixed, retail was able to buy Beyond Meat, and it really pushed higher, and it showed. A couple of things did come out today. So Beyond Meat did announce the date of their Q3 earnings, and so that is going to be slated for November the 4th. And then aside from that though, they did also put this out early this morning saying that they are expanding distribution to Walmart. So nothing against the company. Both things are fairly good if you like the fundamentals, but I think most individuals are in and trading Beyond Meat for the squeeze side of it. So not necessarily caring so much about the fundamentals. So again, if that's your thing and if you like the company, then definitely have at it. But I think, like I said, most people are in it because of the squeeze side of it. As far as shorts, so I see a lot of people saying that shorts were feeling the pain today. They definitely were, but they didn't actually do enough to return. So shorts did end up increasing 3.1 million shares. 75.92% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 48.08 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow average sitting at 13.17, so a little bit lower than yesterday. Max though is at 84.1, so that is a little bit higher, so definitely something to take note of. DTC sitting at 1.18 days, so that does factor in the average volume for Beyond Meat in comparison to number of shares being shorted. So still does signal shorts are very overextended. And this is something I've brought up over the last several videos, is that in 2019, 2020, and also 2021, Beyond Meat has proven itself that it can squeeze and really go higher. And back then, short interest was only about what was it, like 11 to 20%, something like that. So we are ultimately triple that right now. So things are going to get very real very fast. And even though the company is trying their very best to put out some news, I think generally the train has already started, and it didn't matter if they put out news or not. I think it's just now retail sees the light and the squeeze side of Beyond Meat, and this is kind of the next big thing, right? So a lot of Reddit posts are being done about Beyond Meat, and I think generally the writing was on the wall. I even posted this on the weekend. So when it came down to it, I posted this on my Patreon, and plus I did a video, I think it was Sunday, and even at this stage I said that I could see realistically, even without a squeeze being done, for it to fundamentally go to kind of between that $2 to $4 range. And about 3 or 4 days later, here we are. So again, this is why if you just read the data, it's not that difficult. I think too many people read too much into it and whatever else. But if you are still in it because of a squeeze, shorts haven't returned. If anything, they kind of increased a little bit. And because of the price action yesterday, we were running out of available shares. So most likely a lot of the price action yesterday was big players such as BlackRock, Vanguard, and other big names buying just for the purposes of lending out stock. That's what happens a lot of the time. So it is what it is. So something just to kind of keep in mind, that a lot of institutions buying don't always have the best intentions for the stock. Looking at the options, we did see 163 million in calls, 26 million in puts, and then 50% of all the options being done were bullish in nature. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be above 550 by this Friday. One thing to take note of though is market makers already foresaw all of the hype, and they did add a whole new buttload of chains. So you can kind of see that they increased it up to $40. So just on a side note, market makers do this if they feel there is a possibility of that being hit. So if you feel And if you agree that $40 is on the table, definitely have at it. Buy long calls. You'd make a huge amount of money. But still, the fact that market makers opened up all these chains, I think that is also being interpreted by Wall Street and just retail investors as extremely optimistic and bullish. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. These are some of the big transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So a lot of big money was getting in today. So absolute crazy stuff. And same goes for even the dark pool. So dark pool, I will pull this up. This is SoFi. So dark pool, there was about 1.3 million, 1.2, 1.1. A lot of the other transactions are just kind of between that 500,000 and so forth. So a lot of big money was trading Beyond Meat today. So definitely something to take note of. And one thing as well I wanted to kind of go over, I know it's not always everyone's favorite, but technicals, it did successfully get above all of the key pivotal moving averages that generally I like to look at. So got over the 10, 50, 100, 200-day moving averages. So on a technical standpoint, things are looking very, very good. And even right here, the market position, it is kind of sporadic. So you see occasional kind of strong buys here and there, but pretty much the next strong one is at like 380, which we already did get over during the overnight trade or the after hours. So it is in massive breakout territory. So something just to kind of keep in mind. So I think in Beyond Meat's case, last time it was even at these levels was way back in like 2024. I think it was like November or December. That was the last time it was around this price point. So let me know your thoughts on Beyond Meat. Are you buying? Are you selling? Are you like, what's your kind of general thoughts on that? And I just wanted to throw this out there. Way too many people just aim for the stars. If you already are at 200-300% of a profit, like it does not hurt and nobody dies by taking any profit. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I think a lot of people that went through the AMC GameStop type of squeeze, they didn't take profits, and years later they're kind of kicking themselves. So again, I'm just throwing that out there, not getting you to buy, not getting you to sell, but in my opinion, I do feel like there is more upside, but everyone has their own priorities. So I just throwing that out there. So let me know your thoughts on Beyond Meat. Where do you see things going? Do you actually see like a full blown squeeze occurring where it'll kind of go back to like these levels where it went up like massive? Or do you think that it's just going to be like a maybe another 2 or 3x from this stage? Like, what's your general thoughts on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, including the one that I put out for Beyond Meat. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.